part of the first class, the Marymount class, to come onto campus, and that was a long time ago. We came on in fall of 1968. We were the first class to reside in McKay Hall. There's definitely been a change in terms of how business gets done administratively. What hasn't changed is really the mission and the soul of the institution. We are a Catholic Jesuit Marymount institution that really values the intellect, values the whole person and the development of the whole person, that cura personalis, how we work with students and journey with them, and social justice and faith issues. So at the core, we're exactly the same. How we get business done administratively is certainly different. The Marymount women didn't want to be here, and the Loyola boys, that's what we Marymount women called the Loyola men at that time. The Loyola boys didn't want us here. I mean, we took their golf course. Let's start from there. Okay, so that whole area where McKay and Levy, that was all a golf course. And you know, you never want to take toys away from boys, right? And so they were not happy. And it was really interesting. There's that senior class from Loyola and the senior class from Marymount. We felt like we needed to hold the line. The juniors, sophomores, and first-year students, they had no issues, really. And after the senior class graduated, it was fine among the students. It was kind of fun. About the last 2 or 3 weeks of that senior year, somehow, and I can't remember what was the impetus, we all started drinking with one another. And so by the time we graduated, there was a little bit of a feeling of, we might have done this year incorrectly, you know. But it was fun. There are always 1 or 2 students every year that there's a special relationship, and usually it comes from either students who work in the office or from the ASLMU president or the editor of the Loyolan, because I work with those groups very closely. Doing the wedding for the former editor, I got a call one day, and he said, "Dr. Bove, you do all the pleasantries and da-da-da-da-dum, and yeah, everything's fine, and we're going to get married. Well, that's terrific, and we have a favor to ask." And I was drinking a cup of coffee, and he said, "Sure, what?" He said, "We'd like for you to officiate our wedding." And I spit out my coffee and said, "You have to be kidding me." And he said, no, we really would. We'd be honored if you do it. I said, "You're nuts." And anyway, long story short, I ended up officiating the wedding, and it actually was really a wonderful experience. I really enjoyed doing it. So if you're going to get married, I'm good for life. You know, I can officiate. Certainly the work with the LGBT student services and being able to get that institutionalized, to get an office. I started that work as soon as I got into this position. It took a long time to get it done, but we finally got it done. Also, I'm very pleased with our Jewish student services and our Muslim student services. And again, that just really goes back to the First Amendment. The development of staff in the division. I love working with young staff members and playing a role in their development and provide, mentoring. I don't use that word mentor very often, but create an environment where I can be helpful and talk about issues and talk about things that I've learned, mistakes I've made, and try to help them with their career. And it's been really nice to see former staff members go on to get other vice presidencies. I'm very proud of the First Amendment Week that the Loyolan does and the part that I've been able to play in that. But we've had some really interesting speakers. I think Karl Rove, for me, was the most interesting. Karl Rove is certainly not one of my favorite people. There was a big reaction on campus bringing him to campus. How could we possibly do that? But I have to say, he really, he was very good with the students. He was very good with the Loyolan staff, and he gave an excellent presentation. I disagreed with most of it, but he gave an excellent presentation. And that's what a university should be for. Right. So those are a few of the things that I'm proud about. First Amendment for me really isn't theoretical. It is just practical. And I just feel so strongly that the First Amendment is what makes America, America. And there does seem to be some research out there that shows that the younger generation doesn't feel quite as strongly about the First Amendment as previous generations. And so I've been speaking up about that and supporting free expression wherever I can. One thing that I would say to students is that your undergraduate years are really special. It's a time where the whole world is open to you, really, in terms of intellectual development and being able to explore whatever you want to explore. And the trick to all of that is to try to stay as open to all possibilities and not to come in with preconceived notions that keep you in a very limited lane. You want to be able to swim in the entire pool if you can. And so that's what one piece of advice I'd give to students. Stay open to the possibilities.